what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, today's video, I'm going to be going over the differences between internal influences versus external influences. All right, so what do I mean by internal influences versus external influences? Internal influences can be, your attitude towards life, your perception of life, your emotions, your emotional intelligence, and things like that. All right. And external influences result in, the people that are around you, the environment that you're in, the state of the economy, social media, technology, and things of that nature. All right, so we all have different influences, whether it be internally in our inner world, within our own mind, within our own consciousness, or we could be influenced by other people, within our outside world, within our external world. All right, most of the time when we experience these external influences, it can change and alter our internal influences either in a positive way or in a negative way. All right, so that's why we always had to pay attention to what we consume, the type of people that we associate ourselves with, the environment that we're around, that we're in, and things like that. All right, so in this video, I'm going to be going over the differences between your internal influences versus your external influences. All right, so let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get started. So let's first start off with internal influences. Let's start off with attitude first. Now, your attitude is, whether you have a bad attitude towards life or a good attitude towards life. Do you have a positive attitude, or do you have a negative attitude? Most of the time when we, within our daily lives, when we go out to certain places within our external world, within our outside world, we might experience things that might, affect our attitude in a negative way or in a positive way, whether we're around certain people or a certain environment. It's based on what we consume in life. If you're consuming positivity, you're going to have a positive attitude. If you're consuming negativity all the time, then you're going to have a negative attitude towards life or this person or, anything else in life. All right. So one example of an internal influence is your attitude. Do you have a positive attitude or do you have a negative attitude? So next would be mindset. Now, do you have a positive mindset or a negative mindset? Where's your headspace at? What are you thinking about? Are you thinking positive thoughts? Are you thinking negative thoughts? Something like that. All right. So we need to be in a good headspace. All right. Same thing with attitude. If we're affected by, different negative outcomes and different negative external circumstances, we're going to have a negative mindset. So that's why we always have to, be in our safe space, be in our sacred space, to do the inner work and to work ourselves up and to build emotional intelligence. All right. So that's the second example of internal influence. So next will be self-talk. Now, self-talk can be, are you saying positive things to yourself, or are you saying negative things to yourself? Because I always try to let people know your body listens to everything that you say. Every cell within your body, and everything that's within your body, your whole body listens to everything that you say. So are you speaking highly of your body or highly of this person or that person? Or are you speaking negatively? Or how are you speaking to yourself? How are you interacting with other people? How are you approaching other people? How are you approaching yourself? All right, so if you have, negative self-talks about yourself, then that's how you're going to feel at the end of the day. That's how your inner world is going to feel. You're going to feel all dark and empty if you're just talking negatively about yourself and other people. And when you have positive self-talks, when you're always, you hear people give affirmations, right? You hear people give, positive affirmations. They always, tell themselves something like, I am great. I'm a godly man. I'm a godly woman. I'm strong, and this, that, and the third. I'm healthy. They give affirmations to themselves, and when you over time, after a period of time, when you give yourself positive affirmations, you start to become more of a positive person. It's being programmed into your subconscious. All right. So third example is self-talk. So next will be emotions. Now, if you are emotionally unstable, if you don't have any type of emotional intelligence, then chances are you're going to let your emotions and the way you feel control and dictate how you move through life and how you behave around other people and how you treat yourself and how you treat other people. All right, so that's why I always believe is important for us to have some type of emotional intelligence. I'll probably make that a video in the future someday. That'll probably be my next video. But it's important for us to have some type of emotional intelligence, to always, have that emotional balance. Because when we, let our emotions run through, let our emotions, dictate our minds and to overflood our minds and overflood our logic and, our reasoning and thinking, then, it hurts us, it hinders us in the long run, right? So emotions is another example of internal influence. So next we got desires. Now we all have desires in life, right? We have, desires of, money. We have desires of food. We have certain food cravings. We just have, all types of desires within the world for different things, right? So if you're always, desiring for money or for clout or for fame, just to satisfy your ego or to satisfy yourself, then, chances are you're not going to be happy in the long run. You're gonna always have that empty spot within yourself. You're always gonna, tell yourself, why aren't these things making me happy? Why am I not feeling satisfied? Why am I not feeling, a certain way in life that you want to be, that you want to feel? All right. So it's important for us to have, the right desires in life, to have, to chase the things that are going to help us, that are going to help our inner world, that are going to help us from within, right? So another example is desires. What are you desiring in life? Are you desiring something in life to, to satisfy, your taste buds or your ego or your feelings? You want to hear what other people want to say just to make you feel better. You're afraid of the truth and you just want to hear the lies and things like that. And then last is perception of life. Now, I always use, one of the laws of the universe is the law of correspondence. All right, so as within, so without. That's basically what the law of correspondence is. So if you are a negative person, if you, have all types of negativity within yourself and, you have constant fear and anxiety and things like that, then that's how your outer world is going to portray. If you're a negative person, if you have a whole bunch of fear, if you don't do the inner work, if you don't work on yourself, then 9 times out of 10 you're gonna think somebody's out to get you in the outside world, or everybody's out to get you, or everybody hates you, or the world is against me and things like that. You have a negative perception of the world because you have a negative influence from within. You have negative connotations from within. Right. Whereas a positive person, you have a great perception of life. You're always, thanking God. You see the world for what it is. You see, you have a positive outlook on life. Right. So that's the difference between having, a negative perception of life and a positive perception of life. Right. So let's move on to the external influences. Other people. Now, when we associate ourselves with, negative people or positive people in general, whether it be on social media that we look at or just people, at work or, at school, when we associate ourselves with, all types of different people with different personalities and, mindsets and feelings and things like that, then most of the time we're going to be attracting those attributes. We're going to be, influenced by those people that we're around because, I know you hear a lot of people say you are who you hang with. All right. So when you are around negative people, chances are you're going to be a negative person yourself. That negativity, that negative energy is going to rub off on you. Whereas if you're with positive, like-minded people who think like you, who act like you, who have a positive mindset just like you, you're going to be more of a positive person too. All right. So if you're with, family members, co-workers, friends and things like that, and everybody, around you is negative, then you need to get away from those people. Find some way to get away from those people and to be around like-minded individuals such as yourself. So next we got the economy. I know a lot of people, who are affected by the economy. Since the retirement age for workers has gone up, since because the economy has changed and the inflation has risen. That takes a toll on a person, because the retirement age goes up, and you have to work a long period of time, and you're using those golden years of your life to always work and slave and to deteriorate your body. And then we eat all this processed food and things like that. And then another example is when if people are investing into stocks, investing into the stock market, the economy might crash, or the stock market might crash, and that might affect that person's decision on whether to invest that stock, or whatever they're doing that's based on the economy, right? So the economy can play a big part, in our lives, if we let it. Or if we let the economy, other external factors or other external circumstances affect, how we feel and affect the decisions we make, it's going to take a toll on us in the long run, right? So next we got the weather. Now I know a lot of people who are affected by the weather. The weather affects their mood, their attitude, especially, since in the summertime, most areas in the U.S. is hot. People be saying, it's too hot out here. It's too hot to be doing all that. Too hot to be doing all this activity and things like that. People, the cold weather might affect their mood, or, their attitude. Such as Seattle. I'll take Seattle, for example. I know it rains a lot in Seattle, right? And people, become depressed. Some people might become depressed because it rains a lot, and it rains so much in Seattle. And then other people, they take it as, this is a time for me to relax. They might like the rain. They might exercise in the rain. They might jog in the rain. They might walk in the rain. They might sleep during the rain. They might, meditate in the rain, right? So the weather plays a big part in how a person feels, and, their attitude, for the day ahead. Next, we got social issues. Now, especially, on the news, we consume so much on the news, whether it be on TV or social media. We consume all this news and all this negativity, because the news rarely puts out and portrays positive information. All right, they always bring out negativity, because the world feeds off of fear. These news reporters, these news channels, social media, they thrive off of negativity. All right, same thing with with social media, with the different beefs and the controversies. Those types of videos get more views. Those types of news articles and videos, they gain so much views because they benefit from negativity. People want to see negativity. People want to see people going head to head, clashing, tension. People love that. They feed off of negativity. Right, like with the cops, with the white police officers shooting black men, attacking black men, and things like that. All these different social norms, these social activities and events that are happening within the world, it can affect us greatly. It can affect us, in a negative way and a positive way. Now, if you're more of an awakened person, it doesn't really affect you as much, right? Because you're able to step outside the matrix and to analyze these sort of events and things that are taking place within the world. Right, you see it for what it is. You see the agendas that are being pushed. You are seeing the illusions, what they're trying to gain, because there's always good agendas and bad agendas. All right, so we need to keep that in the back of our minds. So next we got politics. Now, I know a lot of people, it's mainly the older people, but they tend to let politics run their lives. It's like politics is like a religion. I know y'all can agree on that. Politics is like a religion. With the different politicians that these people follow, such as like Trump. Trump is the biggest one. It's like a cult. Trump has all these people. He has all these followers. It's like a cult. And then when all these people give these certain people all this energy, they giving these certain politicians and these public figures all this energy and attention, and they feed off of that. They feed off that energy. All right, they don't even realize it. Some people don't even know that. They feed off that energy and feed off that negativity, which makes them even more powerful and puffs up their ego and things like that. Like Adolf Hitler, back in the day with Adolf Hitler, when people were giving him so much energy and giving him all this attention, giving him all this power, for the wrong reasons. We tend to give all this attention and all this power and all this fame to the wrong people. All right, so we shouldn't be giving all this energy to these politicians, the attention to all these public figures that are, that don't care about us at the end of the day, who just want our attention and feed off our attention, and things like that. So we shouldn't be giving these people all this power and attention, especially for the people who don't have their best interests in us. All right, so the last one for external influences is technology. This is a big one. Especially with social media. All right, we can be influenced, easily by social media. I see, if a certain person is doing something, or if a certain trend pops up, or a certain topic, or anything like that, anything of that nature, we tend to flock to it. We tend to gravitate towards it. We tend to gravitate towards these influences, these trends, these topics, and things like that. I'll use the red pill community. You have all these men within the red pill community, talking about how most women, or most modern day women, they talk bad about most modern day women. They do this, they do that, and they say my girl has done this, my girl has done that, and then most people who watch that, they girl has done the same thing to them, and then they start to agree with everything they say, and they start to gravitate towards that, and they think that all women do that. All right, I'm not saying that there's a modern day woman problem in America, but I'm just saying, all women aren't like that. All right, so when people tend to be influenced by other people, in a negative way, they tend to agree with everything they say. Same thing with the women. They might trash all men, saying all men are trash. Then a certain woman might agree with that. When they watch a certain content creator who creates those type of videos, then they tend to gravitate towards that content and agree with everything those women say. All right, so we can be influenced greatly by other people. Some people are more influenced than others. Right, so that's why we have to have that gift of discernment. We have to discern what is the truth and what is the lie, what is garbage and what is noise. All right. All right, so let's recap today's video. This is internal influences versus external influences. So internal will be attitude, mindset, self-talk, emotions, desires, and perception of life. And then external will be other people, the economy, the weather, social issues, politics, and technology. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Hopefully this video was able to help you, to inform you on the different, the differences between internal and external influences. Always pay attention to what you consume on the internet, who you are around in real life. Always be, around positive, like-minded people. Always follow people on social media who are, delivering the right messages to you, who are trying to teach you something and not trying to distract you and to, feed off your energy, passing down negative energy, bad vibes, and things of that nature. Always, be a positive person, to always take care of yourself, and don't be influenced by all these, this garbage that's within the world. All right. So till next time, and always remember, all power resides from within, and always keep the faith, because God in the universe is always working for you. Take care, guys. God bless.